CRC sevens, and for us, we wanted to highlight the CRC sevens because it's coming up on the Rugby Network. And we thought, what better way than to bring in an absolute expert of CRC? It's none other than the rugby journalist himself, enthusiast, and part of that CRC sevens movement, Pat Clifton. I sat down with him and talked everything what's coming up on TRN. Yes, I'm joined by Pat Clifton, tournament director of CRC sevens. Pat, you're there in Germantown and ready for the tournament coming up on the Friday and Saturday. There's 144 teams, both men and women, involved in this tournament. It's incredible across the board. How on earth has the organisation been from your side of things as tournament director?
It's been pretty bananas, right? Lots of the emails, tough to keep up with this time of year with 144 teams coming in, but it's very exciting. We're expanding this year to 144 teams. We had 122 last year. So kind of smoothing out the format. This is now our fourth year running this illustrious tournament that's going into its 14th actual rendition. And so we're kind of just smoothing out that format. We've got 16 team divisions across the board in 7 of our 8 divisions. And the only one that's larger than that is our men's Premier Cup, which is 32. And so everyone's got the same format, that cup, plate, bowl, shield kind of trophy format that you're used to seeing in the Sevens World Series. Makes it easier for everyone to follow. And hopefully that will make the organization a little easier, having everyone in the same format, and a lot more exciting and fun to follow as well.
Now, you were saying to me, of course, this is the only sevens tournament in college rugby that you actually have to qualify for. Obviously, the Saturday just gone was Selection Saturday, putting this all together in the bracket. How important is it having that sort of qualification element to this tournament?
I mean, it's absolutely massive, right? I mean, it gives credibility to everybody that's here. It gives credibility to the competition, to the championship, to calling it a national championship, which it's been. The first ever college rugby sevens national championship was the CRC back in 2010, and it stayed consistent throughout. And just having basically 9 weeks of a qualification season go from across the country, all over the place, from the Midwest to the West to the South to the North, all over the place. Teams trying to get here, and teams really upset that they're not. So as much as there's 144 here, there's plenty at home who wish they were here, and there are hundreds more who are trying to get here. So the end of that qualification season really just kind of adds a lot of credibility to the national champions that are here trying to get that title in all 8 divisions.
So explain to me how it's going to work then between Friday and Saturday, and then ultimately a champion to be crowned on that Saturday, all of which is on the Rugby Network.
That's right. So the Rugby Network has all of our games in stadium and on field 12. Those are our 2 main fields. We've got 5 fields of action all weekend. The other 3 fields, every game from the CRC will be streamed, all divisions, all games, all fields. So those 2 fields on the Rugby Network all weekend, the rest of them on NCR's YouTube page. So Friday is going to be all men, the first 2 rounds. Then the men's championships are Saturday, women's first 2 rounds on Saturday, and women's championships on Sunday. And then Saturday, we're also inducting a bunch of people into the Hall of Fame, people like Nate Ebner, you might have heard of, Rocco Mauer, all Sevens Eagles, Maya Bitzer, KB Slaughter, and then John and Patty Presbeck, who founded both the USA Sevens in Las Vegas and the CRC, this tournament here. So a lot of connections between the MLR and the CRC. This is the breeding ground for not just Nate and Maya and Rocco and KB, but also people like Cam Dolan, people like Noah Brown, who's the sensational rookie for the Chicago Hounds. So the CRC has really been the premier breeding ground for college talent for going on a decade and a half now, as this is the 15th anniversary of the tournament. And just exciting to see what kind of talent here is going to make its way up into the MLR ranks, and you'll be covering week to week here soon.
Pat, I absolutely loved it. You've squeezed every last drop of what's going on in the CRC Sevens on Friday and Saturday. I wish you all the best as tournament director. I know it's going to be busy. But last thing I want to know, who have you got your eye on? Is there a couple of teams or a couple of players who you're looking at?
I mean, of course, there's a star-studded event. On the men's side, the Babson Beavers seem like the Cinderella, right? They've been fantastic, a small college team playing 4 divisions up in the Premier Cup against some of the best teams in the country. They're exciting. I like Jack Bizios and Reed Santos on that team. And then on the women's side, Brown and Akila Cathy. She's an Emmy Sorensen Award nominee. Look out for her. She is an absolute truckload to stop. So I'm sure plenty of highlights from the entire field this weekend.
Love it, Pat. Well, look, wishing you guys all the best at CRC, wishing you well, and thanks for joining us on the Rugby Rundown. Go and watch CRC Sevens Friday and Saturday on the Rugby Network.